Hello everyone, Just Podcast TV is here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified on new contents.
Episode 11. Crush. Marcus wasn't a good-tempered man to begin with. After being provoked by Amadeus, he couldn't hold back the anger in his heart any longer. He exploded. With Marcus's body at the center, a terrifying aura soared into the sky with a radius of a few feet. The air was turbulent, like a surging tide, forcing the servant disciples who were watching the battle from all directions to stand back. Meanwhile, Amadeus's temperament was ordinary. He was like a lone drifting in the waves of the furious ocean, and he was in danger of being destroyed at any moment. Could it be that Amadeus is still scared silly? How dare he provoke Marcus with this kind of courage? He really doesn't know what the word death means. A wisp of disdain flashed across the eyes of many servant disciples. Prepare to pay the price for what you just said. The corners of Marcus's mouth curled up and a cruel smile flashed across his face. The next moment, a rainbow-shaped golden light and an arch bridge were drawn out of the void and merged into Marcus's body. In an instant, the temperature around Marcus increased at a speed visible to the naked eye. Even the air seemed to be boiling. Ardent sun art. What Marcus was cultivating was not the wild bull pulse-opening fist, but the ardent sun art given to him by his eldest brother. This was a martial technique used by true warriors, and its power was far greater than any basic martial skill, like the wild bull pulse-opening fist. A huge golden palm dozens of meters in size ripped apart the void and slapped towards Amadeus's head. The ground cracked, smoke and fire burned, and the heat wave burned the mountains and boiled the seas. The huge golden flaming hand exploded with a loud bang, turning into endless golden flames that wrapped around Amadeus in an instant. In the place where Amadeus was standing, the blue stone floor was flipped over, forming a small mushroom cloud. It was mixed with countless flowing gold and stones as it soared into the sky. The violent heat completely vaporized the air around him. White smoke raged, and it engulfed the area. Atticus had no time to save Amadeus. He could only watch as his friend was engulfed by the scorching flames. And he let out a heart-wrenching cry, as if he had just been killed. How dare you act so arrogantly in front of me? I will make sure you die without a burial ground. Marcus was proud of himself. His killing intent was boundless. He couldn't help but laugh out loud. Be careful in your next life. Marcus really wanted to kill this useless Amadeus. He didn't care about the consequences. He thought that Master Aurelius wouldn't punish him too harshly. Besides, it was almost time for the annual Warriors competition. And Master Aurelius had to rely on him to get a good ranking. What? The flame palm can actually explode? This is too dangerous, and it's impossible to guard against it. This is too powerful. Amadeus is pathetic. I wonder where he got his confidence from. How dare he challenge Marcus? Now look where that's gotten him. The servants all sucked in a breath of cold air. Numitor and the rest of Marcus's underlings kept clamoring. Amadeus, your time has come. Just when everyone thought Amadeus was going to die for sure, a figure broke through the flame barrier and vigorously walked out. It was Amadeus. At that moment, Amadeus's body was completely clean and spotless. It seemed like he wasn't affected by the flame at all. Impossible. Marcus's wild laughter stopped, replaced by endless fear and disbelief. No one knew better than he how terrifying that palm strike was. He was confident that he could even kill the ordinary 5th Empyrean gladiator. At that moment, the cold shine flashed in Amadeus's eyes. His body swayed slightly, and the sound of bones cracking could be heard continuously. He leapt forward, and his slender body tore through the air. He completely ignored the distance of several meters between him and Marcus. In the blink of an eye, he arrived in front of Marcus. His right fist was like a giant hammer that could split open a mountain, and it smashed down on Marcus's head with a loud bang. The air within a radius of several meters was shattered by the fist wind. Amadeus had no intention of holding back against this evil man who had repeatedly humiliated him. With the full strength of a 5th Empyrean early stage, and the Wild Bull pulse-opening fist of the Perfection stage, this punch was far more terrifying than the servant disciple had imagined. Even the slightly weaker 7th layer soldier would be killed or injured by this punch. An ominous feeling swept across Marcus's heart, causing him to let out a wail like a wild beast before it died. The flames were crushed by the terrifying wind. Marcus kept stepping back. But wherever he went, 2 deep gullies were being dug out by his feet, and smoke and dust filled the air. Break. Amadeus let out a ferocious laugh, and his speed increased. His fist kept expanding in Marcus's eyes. His fist smashed into Marcus's chest. The sound of bones breaking could be clearly heard, along with Marcus's shrill scream. Marcus was thrown backwards. Amadeus's entire body flew up into the sky. He hit Marcus with another punch in the air. In a split second, Amadeus's right leg swept out like lightning. He kicked Marcus dozens of meters away like a sandbag, and Marcus fell to the ground. He twitched and spat out blood. He struggled to get up, but it was useless. Silence. For a moment, the entire house was so quiet, it was scary. It was like a grave. Everyone looked at Amadeus in shock. It was as if they were looking at the devil. Marcus lost. Marcus lost just like that. It wasn't supposed to be this way. Wasn't it supposed to be that Marcus who killed Amadeus so easily? In the end, there was a 360-degree reversal. And it was Amadeus who had crushed their Red Reed Peaks number 1. And he still had a lot of strength left. Amadeus had severely injured Marcus with a single punch. And he had no intention of letting Marcus go just like that. Amadeus ignored the shocked gazes of the servant disciples around him and took a few steps forwards. He walked towards Marcus, who was lying on the ground. Amadeus's steps were very slow, but each one of them felt like it was stepping on Marcus's heart. Marcus was unable to breathe. Amadeus, what do you want to do? When Amadeus was 10 feet away from Marcus, Marcus could no longer bear the tremendous pressure in his heart. He started to shout, "What are you doing?" Amadeus's lips curved up, and he revealed a mouthful of white teeth. "Marcus, what do you think I'm doing?" "Amadeus, don't mess around. We are all from the same sect. If you have anything you want to say, we can discuss it." Marcus struggled to move his body back a little bit and said with a trembling voice, "Is this person really the same Marcus who dominated the Red Reed Peak?" The servant disciples didn't have any time to react. They'd thought that Marcus wasn't afraid of anything. They felt like Marcus was a fearless man. Same sect? You don't deserve to mention the same sect as me. Amadeus burned with anger, and he stepped on Marcus's wrist with his foot. With a cracking sound, Marcus's wrist bone shattered into pieces. The piercing pain caused Marcus to let out a heart-wrenching scream. "Amadeus, you bastard. You are a bastard. You are so cruel. I curse you to die a horrible death." Although Amadeus's punch was hard, it had only broken a few of Marcus's ribs. Marcus would have only needed to lie in bed for 10 days, or maybe half a month at most. But now, Amadeus kicked him, crushing the bone of Marcus's right wrist. Marcus's right hand was probably useless now. Forget using it to hit someone. It would be difficult for Marcus to even use chopsticks normally. "You still dare to scold me?" Amadeus raised his eyebrows. He stepped on Marcus again and kicked Marcus's left wrist. Marcus screamed like a pig being slaughtered. Now, his left wrist was also broken. Amadeus. Amadeus, you are a bastard. I curse you to die a miserable death. Marcus's eyes spurted blood, and he roared angrily. He was like an enraged beast. I, eldest brother, will not let you go. I want you to die. I want you to die. Marcus's hands had been crippled. Putting aside the fact that he had advanced knowledge to the knighthood of the order, whether he could continue training to be a gladiator was a huge problem. He couldn't wash away his hatred with all the water in the world. You still dare to threaten me? I think you are courting death. Amadeus's expression turned cold. A shocking cold shine flashed in his eyes. Amadeus's sandbag-sized fists rained down on Marcus like giant hailstones. The sounds of bones breaking, miserable screams, and curses rang out as Marcus's blood splurted into the air.